Today's video is sponsored by Glow with Gaia. I partnered with Glow with Gaia multiple times on this channel. And the last time we partnered together, it was for a free moon reading, which you guys left a lot of good feedback about, and feedback about the other partnerships I've had with them as well. Now, today they're going to be offering you a free soul reading. Now, the link is in the description, the first link. Click that link and you're going to come to this page, and it's going to ask you for your name and your email address. It's completely safe. They're not trying to take your information or nothing like that. It's completely legit. I can vouch for it personally. I've used their programs multiple times. Once you put that information in, you're going to move on and you're going to get this fancy animation in between, which is one of the things that I like about their programs, because they actually take the time to make it more enjoyable instead of keeping it basic. You get what I'm saying? So then you're going to move on to another screen and you're going to have to put in a little more information. After you put that information in, you're going to get another fancy animation screen, and then you're going to move on to your results. Now, when I took this, and I took it this morning, some things I was reading like, okay, and some things really resonated with me. It really resonated with me. So this is just something that you can take to get you thinking. Once you see your results, you decide, does it resonate or does it not resonate? But from what I know, from what I've seen, most of the people who take this enjoy it and leave good feedback. So please support the sponsor of this video, Glow with Gaia, first link in the description. Now, moving on to what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk to you guys today about God. God is a term that has kind of become tainted in the third dimensional reality. Some people have turned it into a expression. They'll say on God, to validate their acts or what they say or what they believe. Some people have turned it into a demigod that, based on who's saying it, that demigod always resembles them. God is an energy. It's something that you all have within yourself. Okay? Now, understand this. I'm speaking from a spiritual perspective. So if you are religious, Jehovah, Christian, Israelite, Hebrew, if you are any of these things, understand that my ideology and the spiritual ideology of the Creator differs from you. So if you believe these things, I'm not saying don't believe it, because you can do what you want, but just understand, as you watch this video, you're going to hear things that oppose what you believe. Now, we grew up on this planet after incarnating, taking in and hearing suppressed information, suppressed knowledge. But the thing is, I said that wrong. Let me bring it back. We grew up on this planet hearing knowledge and information and history that simply is not true. We've been taught that God is something that's in the sky, watching us, judging us, and if we don't live the way that God wants us to, we get burned forever. Now, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but that's not true. Hell does not exist. It's fake. That's not real. You are God. You are what you're searching for. Everybody has that feeling within them that there's something more. But the thing is, many don't understand why they have that feeling. A lot of us on this planet to help aid this ascension. to 5D to help Gaia. And I say Gaia, Mother Earth. A lot of us are here to bring the knowledge of the universe, spiritual knowledge of the universe. Because spirituality is universal. Religion is earthbound. Okay? This is not a religious versus spirituality video. I've made one of those in the past, but religion is earthbound. A lot of people are just walking around right now on autopilot. They're comfortable with their reality. I'm not saying that's bad, I'm not saying that's good. It's not about that, but they aren't questioning anything. And then catastrophic things happen. Tragic things happen. Such as what we dealt with last year with the whole sieve, that whole thing. A lot of people passing away, dying, people not being able to go places, people being forced to stay inside. Those things happen for a reason. Because in order for people to wake up and get it and figure out why they're here, their reality has to be shaken. Because if that doesn't happen, they'll forever be in comfort. You are God. You are what you're searching for. You are your higher self. You are. This physical body is not you. It's not you. Now, the higher self is something that I haven't discussed a lot on this channel. Well, I haven't discussed it in a while, but your higher self exists outside of time, outside of this third dimensional reality. In a way, you can call it your future self. Your future self that has hindsight and has that hindsight to help guide you in the present now to becoming you as in your future self. You may say, how does it guide? How does it do that? Angel numbers is one of the main ways that your higher self, who you really are, is trying to contact you in the physical. You may see 444, 777, 666, which is not an evil thing. That's just 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, which makes up carbon melanin. That's all that is. It's not the mark of the beast, the devil. It's not none of that. But you see these numbers for a reason, not by accident. So one way, if you want to connect with your higher self, speak to your higher self, get direct guidance, ask to see certain numbers in certain situations. All right? You may say, what do you mean? I'm going to give you some examples based off my own experience, and that has worked for me multiple times. Now, say you're in this situation, right? And you're trying to, well, not situation. Say you're just simply existing, and you want to know how you're doing from an energetic, spiritual level. So you can just simply ask, and you don't even have to say it out loud. Say it in here. Higher self, show me 777 if I'm in balance right now, if I'm doing what I need to do, if my energy is where it needs to be. You can also say this, higher self, if I'm not in balance right now, and if I'm too focused on a materialistic realm, show me 666. And then go on Twitter, social media, anything that makes it possible for you to see number sequences, and just simply scroll. And your higher self will give you an answer in the form of a number sequence. It's worked for me multiple times. The things I'm telling you in this video is not things that I read in a book, things that somebody told me. Everything I'm telling you in this video is from my personal experience. You are way more than what you think you are. And I'm not saying I know exactly everything that I am either, because there are things that I still unlock daily. But we are way more than just this physical body. We are not here to serve a God. You are here to realize you are God. You are the creator. The power is within yourself, not in the sky. There's nobody judging you. There's no judgment. everything you do here is of your own free will. Your life is the way it is because you created that life for yourself. You chose that life for yourself. That's the reality. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it to you. There's no one being in the ground that's sabotaging you. No. Let me make this perfectly clear. Just because you see someone say that they're spiritual does not mean that they have no issues, that they don't go through no type of adversity. No, the difference is this. They see those issues and they see that adversity and they understand why it's there. So it makes it easier for them to navigate through it, to find a lesson within it, opposed to somebody that's not aware and just sit there and say that, why is this always happening to me? Why isn't my life improving? Again, for the people that's in that, for the people that's at that point, I'm not saying the spiritual person is better. This is not about that. Just simply that they have more awareness to their existence and to their reality. I see certain people, I ain't say people, I saw a certain person make a video about spiritual soul. And I'm not gonna mention names because I don't want this to turn into a this guy versus this guy thing and beef. I'm not gonna do that, but it's pretty much saying that spiritual soul says that he is God. Now, people can say that, and it can be for their ego, to make them feel superior, to boost them up. It can be. I'm not saying spiritual soul said it for that reason. But people got to understand, you are way more than your physical body. And there are things that the Bible and that church, or whatever you read, is not telling you. It's not telling you. It's not telling you about the chakras, the 7 wheels that make up and help connect you to this physical body. It's not telling you about the pineal gland, which everyone has. That is the gateway to spirituality, the gateway to finding out who you are. And it has so much energy. And once you connect with it, once you stimulate it, that feeling is something that you've never experienced in your life, and you will not mistake it for anything else. When you go within, you raise your vibrational frequencies, you start getting your chakra wheels, because that's all they are. That's all chakras are, is wheels. When you start getting these wheels turning and that energy starts vibrating, reverberating, coursing up through the body, once you start doing those things, you will realize how much energy and power you have within yourself. You are God in a physical body having a human experience. You are. People have to start waking up, because we're moving towards a new dimension. We are. 5D. Clock is ticking. You don't have forever. 50 to 70 years. And this ascension is complete. I made a whole video about that. Spiritual Pharaoh made a whole live stream about that. Just type in YouTube, Ty Spiritual, 5D Ascension, deadline. You'll see it. All the information is there. You don't have forever. So, this is what, for the spiritual people watching this video, this is what you have to understand. Not everybody is gonna ascend. Not everybody's gonna wake up during this lifetime. And that's something that you have to become comfortable with, because a lot of these people may be people you know, people you love, people you care about, people you cherish, hold close. It may be those people, but you have to realize that it was never going to be the way that I messed up. It was never, humanity was never going to ascend as a whole. Never. But the goal was to get just enough people to ascend so this planet can ascend I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Remember, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. You are not the body. You are not the mind. You are the life force energy that is powering this vehicle. You are way more than what you've been told. You are way more than what mainstream media and the big religions of the world want you to know. You are way more. Okay? Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Remember, we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Top Spiritual signing out, bro. Simple.